Hi, my name is Sylvia and I'm a video creator for Google Media. Today I wanted to talk to you about the overwhelming burdens of facing inaccessibility. I have been facing a lot of institutional inaccessibility and exclusion my entire life. You know, something that I think a lot of disabled people resonate with is that I don't really think that it gets easier with time. But I do think it's really important to have tools. You know what to do when you are not given an opportunity to do something by a teacher or excluded from a field trip because of your disability. Because of how often I've had these experiences, I now know what I need to do in order to protect myself and try to take care of myself to the best of my ability. When I face inaccessibility, whether it be in the workplace or in the school or in my friend group or in my community, I usually feel really isolated and incredibly lonely and misunderstood by those around me who are typically able-bodied. So while I do reach out to my disabled friends, I also turn to the disabled people in my life that I don't know. And you might be thinking, Sylvia, what do you mean by that? I think that that is one of the great things that Google Media is doing now, is that we are sharing the work of disabled people. So whether it be reading an essay or watching a movie or a YouTube video, allow me to commiserate with other disabled people. A shared experience that we all have, which is being disabled. Able-bodied people cannot understand, and while everybody who is disabled is different, we still have a fundamental understanding of one another. Reading and listening and learning from disabled people's art is something that brings me a lot of comfort in these times where I feel incredibly lonely and sometimes even unwanted. Learning from the creatives and the activists that have come before us, that is an amazing way that we can learn about the disability justice movement. It is incredibly important to know your history as a disabled person. I watch Crip Camp, and not only do I not feel alone, but I feel proud. I think that that pride is something that is not instilled in disabled people enough. That's why I urge disabled people to consume art by disabled people, because I think that there is nothing that is more exhilarating and freeing than reading things that make you feel so seen in a way that just able-bodied people can't. Somebody who worked on Crip Camp as a co-impact producer was Stacey Milbern. Stacey, as an Asian American queer woman, dedicated her work to expand the disability justice movement to be more than just for the white male disabled people. Stacey focused on the fact that queer communities and communities of color face intersectional oppression and therefore needed more spotlight in the disability justice space. She spent decades committing herself to this fight, living very close to where I grew up in Oakland. She was passionate about grassroots organizing and had so much hope for us as a community and all the endless things that we could do together. She was an incredibly prominent figure in our community. She held a blog for many years, which will be linked below. She was also a guest on a podcast called Disability Visibility. She wrote numerous essays and speeches. Stacey did not want any disabled person to ever be ashamed of their disability or their body. She believed that disability was a beautiful thing. She was comfortable and proud of her disability and her body. In my own moments of pain, when I am angry at the world for being inaccessible or angry at my body for not doing exactly what I want it to, I go on the internet and I learn about people like Stacey. It not only gives me hope for the future, it also brings me comfort knowing that I am not alone. Stacey unfortunately passed in 2020, but her legacy needs to live on. There are many things that you can learn about her life, and I really encourage you to do so. If you're watching this and you've experienced similar things, I really want you to know that you're not alone. I'm here for you, and so many other disabled people are too.